welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I thank you for your love and for your support. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut this off-shoulder exaggerated sleeve so you can see this sleeve. I actually did a video on this top some time ago and I did not make the sleeve, so a lot of subscribers have been asking for the sleeve. So here is the sleeve right now. Okay, so if you are new to the channel, you are highly and very welcome. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit on the like button of this video, please. I would really appreciate you to hit on the like button, please do, and hit the bell on the side for those of you that are just coming to get an update whenever I upload a new video. Okay guys, so this is the fabric that I'm going to be making use of for this sleeve. So this is about 2 yards, but I'm not going to be consuming all of the fabric. So I want us to draft it on a pattern paper so you see the shape. So with that it will be easy. If not, I would have said let's use a free hand, but let's do it on a pattern and then you see the shape of the sleeve. So with that you'll be able to replicate it. Okay, so now let's start to draft now. So we're going to draft on our pattern. So the length of the sleeve that I'm making use of is 20. It's about 20. You know it is an off-shoulder sleeve, so you put that 5 into consideration. So I'm going to make use of 28 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm not using a slash and spread. So normally my round sleeve I'm supposed to use about 5 inches, but since I'm going to be pleating it, I'm going to make it big and full. So I'm going to make use of about 12 inches. So this is 12 inches. So from this 12 inches, this is the 12 inches mark. So from this 12 inches point like this, because I want it, if you notice, it has, it's like a cup, like it has a cup on it, a high cup. So normally I'm supposed to use 5 inches for my cuff's height, but for this I'm going to use 7 inches. So this 7 inches is for it to enable it to be very high. So from this point like this, I'm just going to do a free curve like this. So if you notice, you see what I'm doing. I want it to be high. So as the curve is high, that is what will give me that height on top of it. Okay, so you can see what I'm trying to do. So I'm just trying to like do something like a free hand of it. Curve it nicely to make sure that I like what I have before I continue. So that is the curve. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll just measure what I have here now. You can make it as high as you want. So I have about 15 inches, which is okay. It's okay because I'm going to pleat a part of it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to mark my bicep area, which is about around 9 inches. So that's 9 inches for the bicep area. That bicep area, if you notice, it is really not too tight. So normally my bicep I'm supposed to use 14 inches, but because I'm going to add an elastic to it, I'm not going to use 14 inches again. I'm going to use about 20 inches. So this is 20 inches. So from this point like this, I'm just going to mark it to that point. And then after marking to this point, I'll come down a little bit. And then when I get to this down part, I'm going to flay it out, because I'm still going to add another elastic. So this down part now, I'm going to make it 22 inches, which is 11 inches. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just mark the shape of the sleeve like this. And then when I get to this part, I'm going to open it up. You can, that down part, you can decide to add to it. You can decide to cut it separately and attach it, but I don't want to do it that way. So this part now, when I add elastic on this part, I'm going to have that open. The elastic is going to be here, this part like this. So I'm going to have that open part because of this part that came out like this. So this part is named like this, and then this part I'm going to open. So this part I'm going to add elastic on this part, and that's this part, and then I'll add another elastic here. So I hope just see the shape of the sleeve. So with that it will be easy for you. So the next thing now we're going to cut and then go and stitch. So this is like the major work in the sleeve. part when I'm transferring to my fabric, I'm still going to make it a little bit high, so I'll show you. Okay, so I want you to notice what I added to the top part of my sleeve. I added another 2 inches height to it. So for the down part, because of the folding, so I'm just going to add an extra allowance to it. So I'll cut it out right now. Here I'm going to add my elastic, so I had to mark it and notch it. So just put notch this here on the part where we're going to add the elastic, so to make it easier. So the next thing, I'm going to cut out a strap that I'm going to use to pleat. So this part now, I'm going to mark my round sleeve measurement. So that round sleeve measurement, I'm going to use I'm using 9 inches. So I'm going to mark about 5 inches here like this. So it's this part that is going to stitch to the dress. This part I'm going to pleat this part like this, and then this part is the part that will stitch. So you just measure your remaining sleeve. Okay, you can see this is what I'm trying to explain to you. So this part now is what is going to be here. That's the part you are going to stitch to me. So you measure this part. So this part now is the part that is going to be standing. That's this part. So that while you are going to pleat it together. So that's what I'm trying to explain. I hope you understand. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to pleat the top part of my sleeve from this my notch part. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'll pleat it together. You can pleat it however you want. Okay guys, so you can see the sleeve is coming up. So the next thing now, I'm going to just cut out a strap to turn it out. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll just use the strap to cover it up, to cover the stitch up. Okay, so you can see I finished stitching it. So the next thing is I'm going to add my elastic to it. So the part where you want to add the elastic, you are going to measure it. So for my elastic, you can add any inches of elastic you want. So I'm going to add 5 inches. So I'm just going to take it like this on this middle part, and then I'll stitch it up to this point and just pull it a little bit so it pulls it together like this. So I'll do the same thing on this side, and then on this wrist line also I will do the same thing. I'll use 5 inches and then I'll pull it as I stitch. So once I'm done, I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, so you can see I finished stitching it. So you see it really looks so beautiful. You see it, so you can see how the inside looks like. So the one on the wrist, I reduced it a little bit, so I pulled it. So the next thing is just for us to stitch our sleeve, and then I'll put it on the mannequin for you to stitch. So it depends on how big you want your own to be. You can make it as big as you want, just increase the measurement. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, so you can see how our sleeve looks like. So like I said, if you want yours to be bigger, you can double all of the measurement that I made use of. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. God bless you.